It's 2015, and the world has just seen Ultron defeated. Thanks to the original Avengers Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. They're battered, yes, but looking forward. In the timeline we know, this is where fractures begin, seeds of doubt sown, and the team drifts apart. But what if that never happened? What if the original Avengers never disbanded? Let's imagine that for a moment. Tony Stark, always the futurist, senses the rifts forming. He doesn't bury himself in guilt after Sokovia. Instead, he calls a meeting. Stark, Steve Rogers, they air their grievances early, shield and arc reactor on the table, making a pact to stay unified. Natasha Romanoff and Bruce Banner, both haunted by the ghosts of their past, find camaraderie among friends who truly get them. Clint Barton, steadfast, brings it all down to earth with his humanity, and his farmhouse now feels more than ever like headquarters. So by the time the Sokovia Accords come up, things are different. In our reality, those accords were oily rags to a fire. Instead, here the team confronts the proposal as one. Together, they negotiate not as scattered individuals, but as Avengers. Tony makes the government see reason. Oversight can be a partnership, not a leash. Steve, respected as a leader rather than a lone rebel, helps hammer out a compromise. The vision is clear. They answer to the world, but not at the expense of their unity or agency. There's no airport brawl in Berlin, no broken shield. Rhodey never falls from the sky, because the split never happens. With the full weight of the team's resources, Zemo's time bomb fizzles. The Winter Soldier's innocence is proved without bloodshed on the landing strip. This unity trickles outward. Wanda Maximoff, grieving, finds a family within the Avengers, rather than isolation in a cordoned apartment. Vision, protected and trusted, isn't left alone to face threats. The Maximoff siblings, Tony, Steve, they all work under one roof, sharing meals as much as mission data. Hydra is dismantled not by conspiracy but by coordinated strikes. When threats arise, national governments don't scramble to lock up superheroes. They see a team demonstrating responsibility. But then, the Mad Titan comes. Thanos doesn't change his mind just because humanity is trending positive. The Black Order still lands in New York. The difference? The alarm goes out. But this time, every Avenger Original 6, plus new recruits, is ready and on the ground. Tony, Steve, Thor, Natasha, Bruce, and Clinton, clear communication, no longer scattered to the wind. The Infinity Stones are on T scattered because their guardians are on T vulnerable. Alone Vision is uncaught unawares. Wanda isn't alone when she needs support. And when the battle moves to Wakanda, the original team isn't fragmented. Banner, with Stark's help, masters the Hulkbuster. But with his team beside him, he manages to bring out the Hulk's true strength and harmony. Natasha isn't sacrificing herself alone. She's surrounded by the family she found in SHIELD and then the Avengers. Yes, Thanos is still overwhelmingly strong. He presses the attack. The snap still looms. But the struggle isn't divided by mistrust or trauma from a civil war. No dusting of half the universe. At least, not in that same solitary, aching way. Suppose Thanos still wins that first clash. The Infinity Gauntlet, even against unity, is a brutal force. Still, when hope arises, it spreads faster. The survivors cling together, not shamefaced or bereft, but focused. Tony doesn't hide in a lakeside cabin. Steve doesn't mope in empty support groups. They work as one, devising the time heist, mapping out every angle this time, possibly without Hawkeye having to become the Ronin, torching half the underworld in search of catharsis. When the portals open on that endgame battlefield, all 6 original Avengers are there, together. There's no need to mend fences in the heat of combat a single, unbroken front. Tony's regret, they're not dividing lines, but the emotional mortar holding the team upright. He leaves knowing that from first to last breath, the Avengers were a family. And so, with the original Avengers, never disbanded. The world is brighter, heroes trusted, governments seeking partnership, and a universe with fewer cracks for darkness to grow. Not a perfect future, but a better one. One built on unity, forgiveness, and the stubborn refusal to spill a part of it when it would be easier to give in. What a world that would be.